students, how are you all? Welcome to my channel. In the same continuation where we were discussing about Mr. F.W. Taylor's scientific management technique, here I am today with another, or you can say the last technique, that is work study. We know that work study is one of the major contribution of Taylor in the field of management. And work study is all about 4 different research conducted by Mr. Taylor and his associate. Under all these 4 major research, there are 4 different studies which Taylor and his associates have conducted, wherein the very first study is all about time study. The name is time study, method study, motion study and fatigue study. So these were the 4 major techniques, 4 major research and 4 major studies conducted, and clubbing them all together we call it work study. So let us discuss each one of it one by one. Work study, the concept of work study is to research, to do a scientific analysis of each and every dimension of a particular work, be it a motion, be it a time required, be it a method used, and also the human element of rest. So Taylor talked about all the different dimensions of work all together, clubbing under work study. So the very first research done by Mr. Taylor under work study is time study. What is time study? Time study is a research where Taylor talked about to set up a standard time to be taken to complete a particular piece of work. For this particular experiment, what Taylor has done is, Taylor has said that let us take few people with standard or reasonable skill. We are not talking about super or extraordinary people and below average people. We are talking about people with standard skills. So Taylor has chosen certain set of people with reasonable skill and gave them a standard work to be performed in a given period of time. With the help of a stopwatch, he has calculated the time taken by different individual in a go. Let's suppose the time was assigned to 4 different people, A, B, C, D, and the different time consumed like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes and 25 minutes. So taking the average of the minimum and maximum, taking the average of all these 4 times, Taylor has come up to a time to which he has named as standard time. So time study was all about to decide the standard time to be taken to complete a particular task, and specifically by those people who are acquiring or possessing reasonable skill set. The objective of time study was to calculate the total number of requirement of people in the organization. So time study's very first objective is to find out what is the total number of labor required to complete the particular task. The next major objective of time study was also to set up suitable incentive schemes. We have already discussed that Taylor has differentiated between efficient and inefficient employee. So once he has talked about differential piece weight system where he has used this concept of standard time. And while discussing standard differential piece weight system, I also told you that under this, Taylor has used the concept of time study to fix up the standard time. So if you have not seen that video, please go back to that video and watch it. There I have discussed that differential piece weight system and time studies are interconnected. How these 2 concepts are interconnected? Because under differential piece weight system, the standard time set up to differentiate between efficient and inefficient worker was the same using the method called time study. So this helps to set up a suitable incentive schemes for the workers so that organization can clearly differentiate between efficient set of worker and inefficient set of worker. Also, this helps to find out the total labor cost. We already discussed how to calculate the wages paid. So when you know the number of people and the wages to be paid, you can easily calculate what will be the total labor cost or the total factor payment to the labor in the organization. So time study was helpful for ascertainment of these many concepts. The method of time study is completely based upon certain set of certain points, where the very first point is the volume and frequency of work. how much work is there, and how frequently each task has to be completed by a different individual in the organization is the very first thing which he says, that is time and frequency of work. Next was cycle time of operation. What was cycle time? Here cycle time of operation means the time taken to complete a task or average time taken by people to complete a given task. Say for example, under production department, the processing time of raw material to be processed into finished goods, say for example, is 6 months. So the 6 months is that standard cyclical time of operation which minimum has to be provided to worker for time study or for any research to be conducted under time study. The next one I think is the time measurement cost. If you see, while discussing functional foremanship, I talked about two different people. One was the time and cost clerk and next was the speed boss. So if you remember, I have discussed that time and cost clerk under production department or under planning department ascertain the estimate the total time and cost to be consumed for performing a particular task, whereas same has to be monitored under the real life situation by the speed boss. So Taylor was of the opinion that these two people, these two foremen need to pay. So as per whatever will be the work, whatever amount of work will be there and whatever time will be required, accordingly the payment has to be done. So one has to also consider the time management cost, because this also becomes an integral part of this total time study. So hope I am able to make the idea of time study very, very clear. Moving ahead to the next, that is method study. If you see the meaning of the word method, method is all about ways. The ways of doing different work. What are the ways of performing different tasks? So Taylor has propounded that always do a scientific research, do a check of each and every task scientifically, and then find out the best and the cheapest way of doing a task. As he said under standardization, that there is always a standard way. Please assign the standard time, material, process, resource, and as he said, there is always a best way of doing a particular task. So he has said that under method study, that find out that one best way which should always and always aim to reduction of cost, increasing the efficiency of whatever material we are using, and also at the same time increases the customer satisfaction. This Taylorism, this concept was very much adopted by Mr. Henry Ford under the Ford Motor Companies by the name of assembly line. Assembly line is that concept which has been used by Mr. Ford in his production unit, where he has used conveyor belt, which was replacing people in the organization and unnecessary movement of people in the organization. So that concept is known as concept of assembly line. Very next is operation research. Operation research is whatever existing method you are using, you should get into an intensive research of that. Find out what are the scope of that particular work. Is there any scope of improvement? If yes, do a pilot run. If the pilot run is successful, find out the control variable and then utilize or adopt, or you can say use the same technique in your real or experiential life situation. So this was operation research. He has also talked about process chart. You must have seen so many concept maps and process chart which talks about the input, the defined task to be done and the standard output. So process chart is one of the scientific way to tell your workmen exactly what you want them to perform. So that is also been given by Mr. Taylor. And at the end, lean manufacturing. Lean manufacturing, which was a traditional technique, but it is now considered as one of the modern managerial management technique. We will discuss lean manufacturing when we will discuss the modern management technique little later in the same sequence. So this was all about method study to find out the one best way, and it should be the cheapest as well. It must reduce the cost and also increases the efficiency. Talking about the third very important study, that is motion study. The word motion means movement. Taylor talked about that people or workers' movement in an organization is very observatory thing, and one must for sure observe the physical movement of workplace or workstation. For this, he has used a moving camera. to observe that what kind of movement a employee or a worker takes place in a factory station in a day, because then he was able to categorize the movement of body or posture and changing and uplifting and downloading of different pig iron in his Bethlehem industry. So he has found that there are three major movements in which a worker in a day is engrossed with. The very first movement he has named as a productive movement. Productive movement are those movements which leads to increase in productivity of employee and which is not bringing a kind of fatigue, or even if it is bringing a fatigue, it is for the productive purpose. The another movement was incidental movement. Incidental movement was a situational movement which does not affect the productivity, but then yes, it brings a kind of tiredness. There is no increase or decrease in productivity, but it makes the employee tired, or it consumes a productive hour of work of a particular workman. And the third kind of motion which he has observed was unproductive movement. So unproductive movements was those movements which was where the employee is wasting time. Say for example, by going and bringing the tool from the toolbox, going and bringing material from the store, all that cut down the productive hour of working of workers, and also it brings a lot of fatigue to employee, a lot of tiredness to the employee. So Taylor has suggested that these three motions have to be monitored and observed strictly. All productive motions, all productive movements, a manager or supervisor should always try to increase. All unproductive movements should be forcefully stopped, and all the incidental movements should be reduced. And for this he has used a carrot and stick approach. What has he done? What is a carrot and stick approach? If somebody is doing better, reward them, and if somebody is not understanding the rules, give them the enough punishments. This was carrot and approach theory, which was a very, very classical theory of motivation. So Taylor said that if somebody is working enough, if somebody is productive enough, issue them a green card. Green card is all about offering them promotion, reward, or bonus. If somebody is not understanding and involving so many times into unproductive movement, issue them a red card. A red card is simply a notice of termination. And if somebody is not unable to stop the incidental movement and not able to reduce the incidental movement, issue them yellow card, and that is a warning for them because they are at the verge of getting into a red card. So these different reward and punishment method will for sure help to increase the overall efficiency in the organization. For observing the motion, he has also used stopwatch and a moving camera in an organization. Talking about the last one, that is fatigue study. The meaning of the word fatigue is tiredness. Taylor was of the opinion that any kind of tiredness at workplace leads to error, and that has, once employee will start committing error, this is going to reduce the productivity at sudden. Taylor talked about two different types of fatigue. There may be physical fatigue and there may be mental fatigue, and he has said that mental fatigue is more severe than physical fatigue. So he has then talked about the amount and frequency of rest interval to be offered to the employee at the workplace. He said that worker working consistently at the workplace, as we know a saying, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. So the same happens here, that if workers keep working consistently and there is no hour of work, there is no me time and there is no free time to recharge your energy, then for sure you will not be able to regain your lost stamina while working, and gradually you may be indulged with work, but your productivity will be getting slower and slower. So Taylor has come up with an idea to offer the different amount and frequency of work. He used two different words, amount of rest interval and frequency of rest interval. Then the meaning of amount means how much, what should be the hour, how much time should be given as an break. Will it be a 10 minutes break, a 20 minutes break, a 50 minutes break, what it is. And frequency, how often, like after every 2 hours do you want to give them break, or in an 8-hour shift do you want to give them a break after every 4 hours, or whatever. So that decides the frequency. So he talked about how much, what is the time duration, also what is the frequency, how often do you want to give them these break. Now this amount and frequency varies as per the physical and mental work. As we know that people with physical work for sure requires a little more time to boost their lost energy. They need to take their lunch, they need to take a little nap, and then they will maybe able to come back at the workplace. So people working with getting, or you can say bringing mental fatigue requires less frequency, or you can say required less amount but more frequency, which means after every 10 minutes they want a break. And people with physical fatigue require more amount but less frequently. That is, they don't want the people working with physical activity involved in manual work, they don't want very frequent break. They want break once but for a longer duration, because then they need to physical fatigue takes little more time to get into its shape. So this is all about fatigue study. Taylor talked about that there may be different reasons for fatigue. The reason for the very first working is long working hour. When you have to work for a very long time, it may bring a kind of fatigue to you. Next, if you have given an unsuitable work, you are not friendly with, you are not having reasonable skill to perform the job, definitely that work will also bring you a kind of fatigue. Third, if you have uncordial relationship, if you do not have a good relationship with your peers, with your boss, you may not liking the work even if you know it to your best. And the last, if the working condition, if there is no proper ventilation, there is no proper heating, air, fooding arrangements, rest interval, then for sure a worker may bring or feel tired, and there is a chances of getting into error. If you will not pay attention to the fatigue of a worker, it will reduce the productivity of organization, and it will bring a kind of industrial sickness in the organization. So Taylor in a nutshell has discussed these 4 techniques to complete a work study, and these are the major dimension of any work. Any work has its specific process, a time period to complete, also a different motion which it requires to be completed, and then a repeated and long lasting work hour brings a kind of fatigue. So under all that for study, Taylor has completed and covered the major dimension of work, and also discussed how the work to be